Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Alien Fox, Alpaca Lips, KO Wearer, Muco, DJ Rink, Pylon Dyke, Himoto Raven, Nibrus, and Devon Harkenrider.
Episode 41, Secrets and Whispers and Darkness and Light. Have you ever wondered where the madness comes from? From whispers of the night, or playing backwards songs? Reflections in the mirror, or words that come out wrong? Or tearing all the heads off toys? Why can't they get along? Or maybe it's the symbols that you scratched into the floor, or the fires you've been lighting in the kitchen in the hall, or that strange and quirky trinket that you accidentally wore, or that little voice repeating things you probably should ignore. It comes from ghosts and ghouls and other stuff that should be dead, which doesn't help you much if they're all yelling in your head and sneaking up to greet you from just underneath your bed. No, madness comes from places that are better left unsaid.
Ooh, very good.
You like that one?
Yeah. Loved it.
Welcome
that was really
back.
good. Yes, King.
We're okay with that one.
It's creepy, but it's good.
Well, we're going for creepy.
We are.
It's good. I got goosebumps.
I don't know how much I
blanket.
like the creepy. Like, I've only got one earphone working, so that's positive. Half scared.
That's just science. That's just audio
If I
technician
just do the
science.
math on that.
It's like when you watch a
Well,
horror
like 50%
movie
scared.
with your hands over your eyes,
Yeah.
but like you've got your hands, like your fingers open, so
Like a
you
safety
can
net.
see. Yeah.
Well, we do intend to continue our spooky journey through, London, as we figured out. The girls are back, as you've heard, which might seem like an obvious thing to say, but they weren't the most recent players in the room. We recently recorded our very first episode of our sister show, The Void, which also occurs in the land of Kaa'Riin and includes myself as DM and Stacey playing a brand new character, along with Josie, who you may remember from our very first episode set in The Void, which was called The Undreamed, and a brand new player too. Yet another person who doesn't play D&D that we've dragged into our world. So you can join us on The Void by joining our Patreon. Did you all have to change anything? Like seats were
Yes.
too high?
Yeah, someone's been sitting in my seat.
Yes.
Leave a note for the passive-aggressive note.
There is stuff everywhere. Toys out of the cot.
My microphone was lower than normal, and I thought I was the shortest one in the group. Now there's a shorter one.
I don't know about that. I mean, we don't measure. It's not
It's not a competition.
We don't stand everyone in a
But
line.
you lost.
Anyway, it's our sister show, which means that some of the things that happen in there may filter back into that world, but obviously not in a way that means you have to listen to them, but in a way that means there could be connections. So it's available now. The site also tells you how to add it into your current podcaster so that the episodes just fit in between.
Oh, like where they should go.
Yeah, where they should go. And then if you're listening to it, you get a new episode. You get an extra episode, basically.
Very good. They can listen to ad-free episodes of this there, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
How easy is that?
That's awesome.
Meanwhile, back here, let's welcome the girls.
Indy playing Freya.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin. Lana playing Morrigan, Jamie Lee Weaver, and the Morrigan.
Oh, shit, I forgot.
No, I think you still got your character's name right this time.
The Freya.
Yeah, Kaa'Riin, whose name changes regularly anyway. And the Morrigan.
And LV.
And LV.
We're layered.
Ladies, speaking of names, we actually aren't doing any shout outs for this episode because I made the mistake very recently, of asking our patrons for names for cats, for their cats, in a story from our last episode that you haven't heard. and there were so many responses. I was completely overwhelmed and didn't expect
My
it.
people, cat people.
Cat people.
Yeah.
Cat people were quick to respond.
We love any chance to talk about our cats.
I did not expect to be overwhelmed by 127 cat names at last count.
You'd get the same response about any animal. If you ask me about Kobe, I'll talk to you about Kobe all day. I could see, I might be able to see that you're not interested. I won't care.
Stacey, it was the speed. It was like a tsunami.
Nah, it was. My phone was pinging. I was like, what is happening here? What's going on?
And I wrote closed on it. I closed it off early, and the people did not care. No, you will not close my cat away from this.
We'll learn about mittens, so help me God.
There were some awesome names as well.
There were some really good ones.
Stick around to the end and you'll hear all of them if that's your sort of thing. Anyway, here's my wife Sam to help recap our last episode.
Writing notes.
You don't get to hear that bit.
Hear it.
Oh,
Not writing
I
notes.
literally just picked the pen up like, right, let's go.
It would appear that the girls remain in trouble, which, let's be honest, isn't much of a surprise. I mean, things are worse for Darren the taxi driver, although at least he got the girls to safety. There are many other NPCs the girls have dealt with along the way, like Rose Ruby the bartender, who I am informed used the rare coins the girls gave her to buy the entire Shenanigans pub chain. The girls aren't good with money though, are they? Remember when they just gave away that glass coin they found in the mouth of a giant stone? Yeah, they don't. There was Kakady the bearded singing psychic who was possessed by a god of hate and whose life is certainly not better for having met the girls. Cory tells me that we shouldn't worry about her. She's in therapy back in Inyith Lenora and it's going well. And what of Smudge's mum Sebel, who nearly died at the hands of Menteith's crazed brother? Well, she's in therapy too, but she's okay. In fact, almost everyone who has met the girls is in therapy. There was good news, sort of, for Dada from the Undreamed, which just happens to be one of many places in the void. She's gone back to the life she almost left behind. I've always wondered what she was doing there in the first place, though. Then there's the Plant Union from Gressop's Markets. They've recently made a request for a 2.5% pay rise to offset inflation in line with the consumer price index measured across the previous financial year, which is obviously very exciting. So there's that to think about too. Now, back to the show.
We rejoin our tale in a pub called the MacGuffin. It's an old-style pub that looks quite new to Morrigan. The Morrigan. I'm just going to call you Morrigan. Is it okay if I just leave the "the" out?
Yeah, that's fine.
Would that be their first name? The?
I think when you're that important, you just get,
Nobody needs to say your name out loud.
I think, yeah, it's all inclusive.
What's your title? Like Mr., Mrs., Ms., the...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Morrigan, you're inside the body of an actress known as Jamie Lee Weaver. The pub looks accurate and historically rough around the edges to Kaa'Riin, who is also known by many other names as we've already established, almost all of which have some sort of connection to lightning and thunder. You're inside the body of private investigator Lassiter Blaze. We were asked recently whether that was a reference to Psych.
Yes.
And yes, it very much is.
100%.
The pub looks decidedly run down to Freya, who has been wandering around in the body of LV, a rather mysterious woman with ties to someone called Cypher. Before you all stand Sir Rogers. Now, as you glance around the busy pub, you notice that despite all the noise, no one else here seems to be real. Now, a quick reminder, we forgot to do this. Well, they're here, but they're not here. They're...
Like ghosts?
You could call them ghosts. They might be offended by that term, I don't know. Now, a quick reminder from our last episode that you have luck points, girls. We forgot to spend them in the last one. If you make a roll and it's not successful, just tack on some luck points. Spend them would be a better way of putting them.
So if I fail at a roll, I could go...
Spend those points and...
But do I pick the number and go 23 and I've used that number, or do I have to use 23 of the points?
You have to, if you need 23 points to get to the successful range, you can go, how much do I need to get to it? And I'll go, this is the range it would have been.
I like my way better.
Yeah, I know, because you get 100 of them or something like that, yeah. I should also remind you that insanity is still a possibility. I'll get you eventually. Sir Rogers offers you all a drink and says, well, I'm guessing you have a few questions.
When we came in, did they come and take Darren, or is he still there with us?
First of all, thanks for helping with Darren. He's a bit unique. He'd die for you three.
He did try.
Yeah.
He gave it a valiant effort.
He's all right out there. Keeps telling us he's from the 1990s. Just got here a few days ago, but...
Like he's from the future?
Yeah.
Hang on, future?
Yeah,
what year are we in now?
1944.
What?
So I'm in the future?
You're where you've always been, love.
Future though, isn't it
The 20s.
2000s?
Oh, I'm from everywhere.
I turn to you because I'm like,
I'm from everywhere, man. I'm from everywhere, man. Oh, I'm so old. I've been in all of them. But yeah, that's accurate. I'm from then, I'm from now, I'm from later.
Hang on, are we at different ages though? Is that what? Hang on, no. Are we born in what? Are we in different times and we've been shot together? Okay, I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, we've been shot together here in the 1940s.
Wait, you're telling me that Darren's telling the truth?
Oh, God, yeah.
That explains a few things.
I think it might be more complicated than that. Do you remember when we were in the crypt, no, what's it called? Morgue?
yeah.
And you guys walked through a solid wall and you insisted there was no wall there was a door.
No, it was at the loading dock.
I didn't see that. I think we are...
All in different times or seeing different times.
Are we in the same place but in different time?
Wait, can someone just tell me what they can see right now?
All right. So I look around and I describe... What am I seeing?
I'm seeing a really rundown pub.
And I'm seeing a very historically accurate 1940s pub. I wouldn't call it rundown.
I'm seeing a brand new 1920s pub. So there's this beautiful... I don't know anything about the 20s, so I'm really terrible at this. There's a gas lamp over there. Like, that's amazing.
No, I'm seeing something that's been around for like 100 years and it's derelict.
Steady on, love.
It's beautiful. I mean, I could see the beauty in it back in the day.
Got good bones, had good bones, does have good bones, will have
It's
worse
still
bones.
here. It's
Has
100
have,
years
will
old.
had, doesn't have, will, could on. I don't know what we're doing.
So we're all out of our own times, but simultaneously time is overlapping?
A wise man once said, time is relative. In Thus's case, time was actually a relative. Each universe has its own version of time, different speeds, different directions, different combinations, and different gods. The one Thassa was draining belonged to the very same universe her child was hidden in. As you already know, slowing time is never a trifle, or any other desert, and Thussa's desperation led her towards an action few gods would ever consider. She chose to steal time from that godly relative. And now, as the hours, minutes, and years crisscrossed and merged in that world, Thassa was discovering something she had already feared. It wasn't going to be enough. Undulok was still moving, slowly for certain, for she still held him to some extent. But now it seemed that even time no longer stood between them.
This is a bit of a... This is hurting the head.
This is what Darren said. Did he take you through a tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I lit it up with lightning. It was sick. Everyone said so.
There is no tunnel.
There is a tunnel in that time.
Oh.
Some other people tell me that when Darren's around, you see things differently. If you're in his cabin in particular. Even if you're near it, I suppose.
So what, does he have the power to actually let other people see what he sees? And we only see what we see because we're from that time.
Didn't we hold hands recently and like we all saw...
Maybe if we're connected.
Okay, that's good to know.
Let's all hold hands again.
I like that.
Okay, we hold hands.
All right, when you're
Like
holding
fingers
hands...
through fingers, specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, real intimate like that.
When you're holding hands really intimately, you look around and probably question, which one of you is rubbing my thumb? But looking
All of
around...
us. It's a thumb rub train. Is
The braid train.
that what I said?
Yeah, it's a thumb centipede. Roll insanity! Even though it's
No,
not
that wasn't
directly
part of the
related.
game.
But
Oh, yeah, we don't have to do it? No.
I'll let you off that one. That's just general insanity, like
it's-
actual world insanity.
Why'd you bring that up?
I don't even know
Okay,
what
so
page
we
I'm on
hold,
now.
we hold
Thumb
hands
joke.
and we look around.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were doing. Okay, so we were looking around the room, and it looks like it is shimmering between 3 different time periods, 3 different looks.
So we're seeing what each other sees.
I try to focus on the nicest looking one.
It switches to the current version, the one that Sir Odgers is so proud of,
Yeah.
because it's the most recent version for him, the place he sees. In the just after the war, 1940 odd, I would say, 1944, 45.
Okay,
Sort of
this is
period?
going to be handy. So if we're able to shift, because when we focused, I think we did this in the ambulance as well.
Yeah.
So if we're able to do that by choice, that could be very, very handy for navigating this fuckery.
It is a fuckery.
What are you talking about?
Have you seen the shadow creatures?
You know I don't leave this place.
So they haven't entered here.
You don't leave this place? Why? Do you live here?
If I leave, they'll know where everyone is.
But who is?
So you're the security. You keep it safe.
I guess you could call me security. He smiles, and you can see him for a second because he's got quite a long beard and a very strong mustache, and all of that seems to move on its own like the wind is blowing through it. And you can feel the wind swirling around him, and then it just quells for a moment.
Cool. Why? Can I roll something?
Sure. What do you want to know?
I don't know. I want to know what that swirly ethereal wind was. Why was he suddenly so majestic is what I want to know.
Ask him.
Did he make his own wind?
Do you make your own wind? I
Do you have
make
the
my
power
own
of
wind.
gas?
Wink. He smiles. Well, we're all gods here, aren't we, love?
You're a god too.
Can't marry one like this unless you are.
Oh, I could give a little kiss on the head.
Yeah, husband.
Is that right? Gods can only marry gods?
Nobody minds if people don't. That's how you get demigods.
Oh, yeah, true. But I guess you got the longevity, you know.
Well, yeah, nobody likes to marry someone and watch them slowly pass away.
Or get old, ew.
Well, that's the same thing.
I would be young and gorgeous forever.
Yeah.
They'd just get old.
You do look amazing.
Kind of fat.
You look incredible. And he goes, I chose to look like this because it's unassuming, but I can change just like she can.
I look down at my hand and I do that thing that's been happening where I age it to the age spot hand and then back to the young hand. I'm like, so that's what that is.
Oh, that's right. You kept flickering between young and old.
Yeah. An old lady and a young lady.
I look over at Lassie and I transform into a mid-70s lady, wink at you, and then transform back into mid-30s.
And I say, tight.
Get that tight.
Now.
It's tweet.
Steady on, says Sir Rogers. She's with me. Yeah, we've been running the MacGuffin for, well, let's just say longer than it's been here, if you get my drift.
Why is this place called the MacGuffin? Because we've heard that before, right? That was in...
The MacGuffin is the thing that you find that solves all the problems.
Yeah.
Well, the MacGuffin is the only place the gods can't search. I'll be honest with you, though, it's a bit of a joke we made up. We take pieces from the gap. With permission, of course. We wouldn't do it without. And we infuse them in items. Places, people, whatever. And then they vanish from the eyes of the gods and everybody else, really. So we built this place out of what we call the MacGuffin, but we built it from parts of the gap. It's not easy to do, that's for sure. Dangerous. It's a fairly old process.
The gap. So the gap is not like the void?
It's not the void.
The gap.
Husband, dear, remind me. I'm getting lost in my old age. Remind me, what is the gap again?
What is the gap?
Yeah.
It's more of a who.
What do you mean? We have to take bits of someone.
Who's cutting off limbs? What are we doing?
No, it's an entity, and if you use part of that entity, whatever you coat with that disappears from the eyes of the gods. I've heard there's a way to reverse it too, or at least see through it a bit. Right now, you just have to look on a bit of an angle, and you'll just see things out of the corner of your eye. But you can reverse it so you can see straight through it. But I've never known anyone who's tried.
So you coat the entity in something, or you coat things in the entity?
Yeah, the second one.
Okay, so it's the source to the pasta.
Okay.
You've got such a way with words.
If gods can't see this, why can we see this?
This pub?
Yeah.
Go out and have another look.
Okay, so I go out and I have a look.
And you tell me how you look at it. Straight on?
No, I look at it on an angle. I start tilting my head a little, as if like I'm trying to get a good angle in a photo.
If you tilt your head to the side, you can see it from the side in the periphery of your vision.
That's what I'm doing.
But as soon as you turn your head to look straight at it, it just looks like any other building.
That's right, because that's how we got in here.
That's right.
What does it look like then?
It looks like a normal building, just a different type of building.
But what if the gods would just happen to walking past and they'll like side-eyed it?
Well, that's the whole point. They don't. Gods don't wander around.
Yeah, they kind of like look down and judge everyone.
They have purpose. Well, you guys had a purpose.
Had? Are you telling me I'm purposeless?
When we sent you, you knew why you went, right?
You sent us.
Well, you sent you. Nobody sends us to things. We choose what we do.
To our world, to Kaa'Riin.
You went to Kaa'Riin.
Kaa'Riin is what I said. I said the same thing.
Shit.
I think I've heard it both ways.
It's 4 years.
We originated.
I've heard it both ways.
You've said it both ways.
Kaa'Riin.
We originated from here. not the other way around.
We don't originate from places. We are everything.
Yeah, we're everyone and everything, and we just spend some time in Kaylee.
Sometimes we stick ourselves into a universe and use our powers hopefully wisely, sometimes less so.
Okay, husband, dearest, slight little hiccup.
He pours a second drink since we're powering through questions, but yes.
Slight little hiccup with that whole plan. We did in fact go to Kaylee, and we're back because we need to help them. And
that's why you went there the first time.
Yes, and now
we know how to help them.
Yes. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, we seem to have lost some pieces along the way. I don't remember the before.
No, well, you did that on purpose too.
Oh, to protect the kid.
You hid the child. And you knew that if you didn't hide the child, they'd find them. And you also knew that you, no matter how powerful you might be, can't withstand everything. So if they tortured you, if they found a way to get that answer from you, they would find the child. So you asked us to find a way to erase your memories, strip your powers so they could never find you again.
This is making a lot of sense.
This is all checking out. But also, then should we just not find the kid? If the whole idea was that we had to hide the kid, why are we finding the kid? Or do we just go there, F things up so badly that we're left no choice but to go and get the kid now?
What happened?
What didn't happen?
What didn't happen? It was a wild time.
We've befriended the parents of said child who are...
Yeah, Stacey and Thassa.
Yeah.
We know them well.
Who would...
Well,
you got to remember that. Yeah, we've forgotten.
They know you well.
Well, they didn't act like it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, they were separated. We brought them back together. It was a whole thing.
Were you inside someone else's body there too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's checking out. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if they ever figured it out.
All that time-space magic they got, they're probably looking at us right now.
No, but someone was. Some beings almost transcend godliness. Certainly, omnipotence is quite tempting, but without supporting powers, it quite quickly becomes a very boring existence. It leads to the creation of some truly fascinating creatures, though, highly capable, sometimes morally questionable, often very powerful. It's still bound by the bigger beings. One such creature was the bookkeeper, hunted and hidden away, but still watching. The bookkeeper had a plan, a very desperate one.
I'm reeling now because we, back there, were planning on making a god and potentially making a god out of Kaa'Riin at one point. Like, we've changed and decided we wanted to make Luda god, but like, could we make a god into a god?
Apparently.
If you're already a god?
That would
become more powerful.
Do you make it be a better god?
They don't have to be better.
More powerful.
More powerful, for sure.
Wow. Okay. This is a lot to learn in one afternoon. To answer your question, sorry, hubby.
Pause a third drink. Keep them coming.
To answer your question, hubby, we went there. We met up with Stacey and Thassa. We met up with some other gods. We deposed one of the gods. We made a deal with another god or demigod to raise their godmother.
The mountain god mum or something.
But we weren't going to do that. And then another god from another universe is trying to get into that position. And
we're stuck in a loop of time for a long time.
We were stuck in a loop of time.
Which reminds me, how long have we been gone?
It's been a while.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day. This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Did you pull us out?
He just starts putting shot glasses on the table in front of you now. It's like 6 in front of each of you. This might take some time to explain.
Okay.
You went back to get the child because Angelok knew how powerful that child was. He planned to take the child's power, make it his own, and destroy everything. You sent a message to Stacey and Thassa. Used one of the most powerful followers you had, Dada.
Nice.
I assume the message got through.
Who was Dada delivering a message to?
Stacey and Thassa.
I'm very much thinking that did not get through.
Thassa and Stacey have gone this whole time without knowing what you did.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, fuck. They're going to be so pissed when we have to explain that we're the ones that took their kid.
Oh, man. And we're all there like, we'll help you find your kid. Like it was us the whole time. That's nuts.
That's a bit of a... It's not really our fault.
Yeah, you know what? This is like a real...
We're just trying to do what's best, and it's not our fault that
we did the best with the information that we could have, / remember.
Also, Angelok seems to not really need the kid anymore. He is already invading that universe. There are 2 empty seats in the Pantheon, and he is looking to take control. He's actively there. We were fighting him.
May have done worse.
Erasing memories was a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. Whose idea was that?
Not a good one.
Yours.
No. Who said yes to that idea?
Specifically who?
We need someone to be like...
Admittedly, you didn't come up with the idea.
Right.
You're still not one. Yeah, you're not one for ideas.
Hey!
Fuck. Okay, we need to fix this without
McGee.
breaking it more.
I think we just wash our hands of this whole thing. We are not doing anyone any favours.
Hey, we've found out some information. It's not our fault that we messed it up so bad.
I think we're doing the best we can. I see anyone else out here, by the way, trying to save the universe. So, like...
But you left Angelok alone.
We didn't choose to come here. You didn't bring us here?
No. I don't know how we got here.
Okay, so that means Stacey and Thassa have sent us here.
You guys just... I mean, you know, it seems like it all connects, but the big spear turned up in the sky and... boom, here you are.
There's holes in between the universes at the moment because they're looking for their kid.
There is always a couple.
Fuck.
Well, I'm really disappointed in myself, to be honest.
Well, you got to go back.
Oh.
Well, yes, but we can't go back without their child.
We need the kid.
We need the child. And then should we just pretend that this never happened?
Unless, just don't say anything to them.
They're going to
just be
find out.
Wait, hold on. You said there's always gaps between the universes.
Yeah, that can be hard to find.
Hold on. So what if? Because part of the reason that Thassa is holding us in a time loop and Stacey is poking more holes in universes is to find their kid.
Yeah.
What if we go back and we let them know everything's good? We're the ones who took their kid, but for safekeeping, and everything's fine, some messages got delayed, and we get them to stop time looping and poking holes in world. We fix things over there, and then we'll come back and get the kid and take him over. It'll be fine. They're understanding gods, right?
Yeah, they're fine. We're all gods here, right?
I would say that Stacey and Thassa would probably completely abandon Kaa'Riin and come and find their child. And Angelok would continue on and take the souls from Loot and
what? Are they
the
stuck?
other souls that are over there as well.
Size?
Get really powerful and destroy both universes anyway.
Okay. Oh, crap. So we can't just pull a Rick and Morty and abandon that universe.
Quick to turn on Kaa'Riin, weren't we?
Well, now I know we're not even from there.
I feel like Kaa'Riin turned on us first.
Kaa'Riin turned on us real fast.
Okay.
Can't believe we're not from there. It's very connected
really
to it. What are the
disappointing.
sands of time? So all that's bullshit.
Well, that would be
Bullshit.
the story of the person you were inside.
Yeah, but that's really me.
What
That's
about
all I've
Mr.
known.
Pickles?
Oh shit. Does that mean that Kaa'Riin, Morrigan, and Freya are now still in that universe, in that situation we left them in without us?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You lived lives, you shared lives of other people. They're your lives
so.
too.
I also feel bad for that person now that I've just kind of
parasited them.
Yeah.
Well,
for quite a long time.
You know, the people that you're inside, they gave themselves to you. They're your followers.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
You see, as gods, we can inhabit anybody we want to. But the vessels don't last very long if if you don't have full permission. Ever been through something like that?
Yeah, I have. I actually have. Turns out it wasn't me that I almost screwed over.
Anyway, you're both people. You're all those people. The people you are now, the people you were, the god you are. Have your powers started coming back at all?
Oh yeah, I lit the tunnel up that you think doesn't exist with lightning, which definitely exists.
Right.
I assume that's a god power.
I would assume so.
Hang on, do I have power word kill?
No.
Then no, they haven't fully come back.
That was never your power. That was theirs.
I know, but I want it. So,
husband.
Yeah.
Powers, again, memory lost. Powers? What powers do I have?
You're gods.
Yeah, gods come in all different kinds of flavors.
There's not very much you can't do.
flavors.
Well, there's gods
Boysenberry.
that make people fall in love with them. There's gods that control the ocean. There's gods that control the wind.
Can we fly?
Yeah, I guess you can fly. You've got a chariot that, is held together by two giant cats. That's why I asked you where your cats were.
Oh, meow meow.
What are their names?
Meow and meow, apparently.
You know
Meow
what?
and meow.
You know what? No one's really sure. There are people out there who think they know the names of Freya's cats, and they've put that out there. But from actual historic text, apparently it's much harder to prove those names. I watched a couple of videos on experts to find out what those names were. It's been a couple of days of cats' names for me. It's been very. It's been all about cats.
Can I fly?
Well, not so much fly as just appear wherever you want to.
Oh, so we've all got some kind of cool transportation power.
You are lightning.
Oh, I'm just generally lightning.
So you just go through the cloud?
A storm.
God, I'm cool. I knew I was cool, but this is extra.
You send all your powers off to the void. That's where we put them. No one knows where they go when you send them there. Some of them will find their way back. No way you're going to find them quickly, though.
Okay, but I've still got my lightning.
Yeah.
Because I am lightning. So wait, if I am lightning, lightning's just like nothing to me, right? That's like sneezing, I guess.
Yes.
So do I have powers on top of that?
Yeah, you've
Tell me
many powers, but
I want the
look,
powers.
the only thing I can think of now is that we should send someone to go get them.
Okay, let's go to the void.
Into the
Get
void?
them.
I've got people there already. Just say the word and I'll activate them.
Yes.
Activate.
Activate them. Get our powers back. What if they take them for themselves?
They're your followers. They gave themselves to you. You have followers all over this world, all over the universes, all of the universes.
I'm also assuming that if they're our followers and they try to take our power, we could just possess them and take it back.
He turns around and he calls out to the back room and he says, all right, activate the outcasts. Yeah, I know. I didn't mention that part. Anyway, he turns back to you guys. If they find stuff, it'll come back to you.
Nice.
That's so cool. Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
So the people that we were in, Freya, Kaa'Riin, Morrigan, who are still in Kaylee, because we have come here, does that mean we have like officially left their bodies?
Yes.
So they're back to like operating at their own functional self?
Or are they just really confused right now?
Seems likely that's what would happen.
Do our when we're possessing someone, are they aware?
Sometimes.
Oh.
So we've just
Those
left.
poor girls.
The process when you give yourself up is complicated. You guys see things as being age, years, that sort of thing. Freya, who were you in?
Freya.
Yes, but what was she when you started your life there?
Oh, she was young. Mid-20s, quite attractive.
She's an orphan.
She was an orphan.
You probably think that you took over her life when she was that young. But no, she was somebody, a soul that had given themselves to you long before, waiting for you to come along. You didn't steal her life. You joined it.
Oh, well, that makes you feel a lot better.
So right now, we've just kind of caused quite a ruckus in Kaylee, I would say.
They're facing a demigod and a god.
Yeah, we've probably got some like people who don't like us very much. So just to leave them hanging and to come up against, do they know what's happened?
Yes.
If we go back, are we in their bodies again?
Yes.
We'd like to talk to them to say, hey, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, we know that now. I think the thing is, because right now we're in someone's body, but we're also us as well, right? Mm-hmm. But before, when we went and we were in Kaa'Riin and Freya and Morrigan, we had no memories. So we only had theirs, but now we'd have both of ours. Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
You've got to go back and kill Angelok. That's the whole point, was to kill Angelok. So
it's on our list.
But I think we may need some powers for that, though.
There's no way you can beat Angelok alone. Is that why you came back? To get the kid?
Yes.
Because the kid's the one with the power.
Yes, we came back with the kid.
Well, to find that kid, there's only really one way. Your memories are gone. But the bookkeeper knows everything. She's just hard to find.
Is the bookkeeper like a librarian?
Well, it's hard to really explain what she does. Book wrangler, maybe.
Oh, cool.
Not many people know where she is, so... Last time I saw her, we had a party when we opened the MacGuffin. Centuries and centuries ago. She came to that.
Stop referencing memories I no longer have.
There's a photo on the wall. And if you look at the wall behind you, the wall behind you just has all these Polaroids on them. And when you look at it, only some of them seem to actually be fading in. The rest of them stay black. You see different ones fade in and fade out.
I reach out for Freya's hand. I'm like, hey, hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Freya holds her hand, because if you're sitting here like I am, you just watch the two of them reach across the table.
I narrated it. Does that change what's like if there's more filled in?
If you choose for it to do so.
We choose for it to do so.
I want to see what she sees.
She sees digital pictures, which really more like holograms on the wall, and they're from different time period.
I don't like that. I release her hand and go back to the Polaroids.
We tried. Okay, so this bookkeeper, how would we find her? I know she's difficult to find.
Well, the bookkeep and the shopkeep go hand in hand. You need to find the shop, but it's been MacGuffined, of course. So you find the shop,
and then... walk around with a lopsided head all day.
No, just side eyes. No, he's got side eyes. You're like...
But anyway, you get there and there's probably a password or something. You know, it's dangerous to leave here. Once your power is clear, Angelok will know where you are.
Like once we get them back?
Once you start using them.
Oh crap, I used them.
Okay, but did you use your power or did you use Kaa'Riin's power?
I think I only had that power because I was a god. I don't think Kaa'Riin, you know what, now that we're talking about it, I didn't think it was normal that druids could like throw lightning. I thought they could just turn into cats.
They absolutely can do that, and should point out that you can wild shape at will as often as you want.
Yeah, there's no...
Right,
So yeah, you have used your powers a lot. You have also, Morrigan, used your command.
Yeah, twice.
And while it didn't work once you tried to control the shadow dogs.
Yeah.
And that didn't work.
Yeah.
And now you start to realize that your command should work and works on everybody. You command people whenever you want to. People. The only people you struggle to command are usually gods. Like when you try to, command Kaa'Riin to do something.
So are they
basically
like
chose to do. I mean, I don't want to discuss. You can, if you wish to discuss the incredible tension there was between you two for a very short period of time.
I definitely have some amends to make there. That was not my finest moment.
So I'm wondering if there's some kind of pets of some gods, you know what I mean? Like some god pets that just sent after us.
There's doggies.
Yeah, like you've got cats. Why can't someone have guard dogs? Some god have...
True. Oh, is that Angelok trying to get through us?
I'm so tired of being hated. I feel like we are such good gods.
Yeah.
Well,
hey.
Yeah.
Let's get you to this shop then, eh?
Okay.
Shop first.
Bookkeeper
second. And then we figure out where this child is. Okay. Get you back over there. Power him up. Kick Angelok's ass.
Bad for using a child to
and apologise.
I just made it clear. There's no real such thing as children, elderly people. We are souls. They last forever. They just weave in between bodies.
Yeah,
they come and they go.
He's a child. Really?
I was imagining us holding up some kind of snail baby up against Angelok. It's like this, like it's big. It's like the size of a cat, but it's a snail
and it
baby.
Points at little eyes.
Yeah, it's just like lasers it to death.
Oh.
First things first then. Finish off the drinks.
Okay.
Have a quick rest. And then...
Oh, do we get to recharge anything?
Yeah, do we get anything back in this world for resting?
What have you used that you actually think you need to
hit
recharge?
Points and sanity?
Yeah.
No, your sanity stays.
Yeah, okay.
But you can have a rest and redeem your hit points.
I haven't lost any.
I haven't lost any.
You don't need...
I'll just cross one out, guys. Cross one.
She's got psychic damage.
Just quickly bites her fingernails. There you go. That hurt. We're good. So what does it want to do then? What do you want Soldiers to do?
So you're taking me shopping, darling?
Well, I can't leave.
Do you have someone that can take us?
Do you see anybody around here that looks like they can leave too?
I don't know if ethereal things can leave or not leave. I don't know if they're bound to this place that's here, that's not here, that will be here, that's not here.
My mistake. You keep forgetting stuff. Of course, you don't know. No, it's closing time. It's a lock-in forever.
Huh?
And in the background, the Hotel California music starts playing. No, they're locked in forever. These people came here to spend their last days. All of them.
At the pub.
Yeah.
Hey, not a bad.
I was going to say, that sounds great.
Not a bad time at the pub. You get food.
Mead for me.
Mead.
Just, you stay on.
Bonuses.
No one here gets drunk. It's
Everybody
always
knows
buzz
your
level.
name.
Oh,
Everybody knows your name.
just a little bit buzzed.
Okay.
Sorry, you were asking me something.
Oh, so we have no guide. We just have to go.
I'll tell you where it is.
Okay, we'll do that then. What about Darren? Can he come? Is he better yet?
You hear from the back room, no! You
Okay,
nearly
get better
died.
soon, Darren.
You nearly died. Sir Rogers says, look, I've been out there for a while, but from what I can gather, you know what? Darren, he's a taxi driver. I'll ask him. And he ducks out the back for a second and he comes back and he says, all right. Darren says, it's not hard to get there from here. Get back to that field. Rope Maker's Field, the one you came through. That's what he said. You walk through that park, take a right at the rotunda, if the park's safe. But don't go too close to the trees, he said, especially if it's raining. Right? If there's any water, don't go near the trees. You know, in fact, just avoid puddles in general.
Okay, avoid the water. No trees.
Yeah.
If water. I got you. Rope Maker's Field. Okay.
You know Angelok was the god of the deep, right?
Yep, sure did.
Well, that's mostly water, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
We think that's how he got back to the surface, actually. You know how he broke the chains? Thought we'd locked him up for good, but someone got him out.
Oh.
Is that so it really is that straightforward? Like walk through right at the rotunda. That's the entire
Whole time, keeping a side eye.
Side eye.
Sure, yeah, it's that easy.
Is that the end of the instructions?
Look, last time I heard she was on the Narrows, that's all I can tell you.
The Narrows.
She comes and goes, appears and disappears.
No trees, no water, blah, 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 blah.
And there might be a password. Okay, so, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see how we can fuck up this world.
Oh, let's see how many other universes we can absolutely screw over. Come on, gals. And then we go.
The three of you walk down the street in a sort of a skipping sort of way. Arms are interlinked and as if there's some sort of theme song playing behind you, like
Love
you're about
that.
to start a sitcom. And you find yourself in an alleyway.
Yep.
The one you came down to for the pub in the first place. And it starts to rain.
Oh, well, we
crap.
don't want that because he said no rain. So can we turn that off?
You certainly don't have that sort of power.
I don't think my lightning can do much for it either.
I've got Google open. It says I'm god of fertility, water, rain, babies. So we can turn it all off.
Just saying you're looking at Google doesn't improve the lie. I can see when you said the word water how much of a liar you aren't. Worst poker player ever.
Oh, man. All right, so we can't turn it off. Should we get an umbrella?
I think they say brolly here, just keep things correct.
I think you're on mute.
Workday's starting to sound the same.
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at jif.com.
Get some wellies in a brolly.
Wellies and a brolly.
You'd have to go back into the pub.
Okay, so we go turn around and do that.
And
then we can jump in puddles.
Peripheral vision.
So Rogers sees you come back in, just a quick open the door. Rich, you know how they've got the place where you place your brolly inside.
So-
you grab one of those and head straight back out.
Well, we all grab one each, I assume.
It sounds like a good idea. There is a large one if you wanted to walk onto the same one.
No, I think that's not.
Each of you grabs one.
We
And
don't want to drop.
as you go back in the street and open them up, you know they are ghostly brollies. These are not real umbrellas.
Oh, so they don't work.
Not particularly well, but they do stop some of the drops. You can hear a little pitter-patter on top. Jamie Lee / the Morrigan, but at this stage, from the perspective of our story, Jamie Lee, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Hello, I'm Mick from Newcastle, and I play the Reverend Mighty James Carmichael from the Church of Heaven's Door. Shh! Don't turn around, Jamie. Just hear my voice. I warned you about this. I told you. We just need 15 to 35% of your wages to complete the studies. But you listened to your agent, and now we don't know enough about these things. Look, I have people all over this city, everywhere. They'll be watching when they can. All you need to do is draw a door in chalk, and if I can get them near, they'll help you out. Do you understand? Don't speak, just nod, but don't forget, those doors aren't always secure.
And when you turn around, there's no one there.
I don't turn around. He told me not to turn around.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually you're going to turn around, right? You just say, I'm not even going to look. That guy was legit. You have a memory now, not just of who the Reverend is, but what he represents, and something from the life of Jamie Lee Weaver. As an actress, she was trying to join a cult,
Oh, yeah.
as you would.
As you do. It was the time.
Yeah, and the agent talked her out of it, but they were investigating some of these weird things that were happening in this world. But you refused to join. Nonetheless, the Reverend really wanted your money. He does have people over this town, you remember that. And he's given you see on the ground, a little piece of chalk. And in his words, if you draw a door,
Then one of his people, or someone else, because it's not secure, could come through.
yes.
Sweet. So this cult leader is my companion.
Yes.
Excellent. A shady cult leader who can allow me to open portals to maybe get help, maybe get murdered.
Well, when you put it that way, yes.
The Morrigan doesn't love this.
But Jamie Lee Weaver's like, man, should I put my money into that? It just seems so tempting.
15 to 48% of the wages is kind of all he really needed.
It wasn't even much, and they could have solved everything.
Poor Jamie Lee.
The rain has started to fall, as I said, around you, and it flitters playfully in the puddles and forms unusual shapes, little dancing shapes in the moonlight. There's such a beauty to rain,
Yeah.
I find, sometimes.
Is there any undercover paths that we can take instead?
You want to go through the sewers?
No. Like a...
Oh, undercover is in like a little thing stopping the rain from getting on you.
Yeah.
Look, the umbrellas...
That would be undercover.
The umbrellas are doing a little bit, but some's getting through. And for being a smartass, Indy, you're the first to notice what happens next. You notice that in the shapes of the rain,
Yes.
as the light flickers from them, every now and then you see eyes. And they're in the distance at first. But every time the rain hits the top of the umbrellas, they seem to get closer.
Okay. Amazing. Anything else? Are you not scared at all?
So desperate not to be scared that she won't even tell the others what's going on.
Hey guys, so these little eyes in the rain.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go on.
Well, from all the things we've seen today, eyes in the rain.
Yeah, do you guys remember the faces, the family members and the ice shards? I mean, it's not our first.
Our first eyes in the reflection kind of thing.
And while it doesn't bother you at all that there are eyes in the rain, as you speak to each other, more of them turn to look in your direction. It now looks like the light reflecting off each of these raindrops is trying to stare at you. All different heights, all different levels.
Should we have waited in the pub until the rain went?
I feel like we wouldn't have left the pub then.
Yeah.
You hear thunder in the distance, and it's like, yeah, this storm looks like it's going to be here a while.
Yeah, I also
It's
feel
set in.
that this rain isn't a coincidence. I feel like it's been waiting for us.
Oh, 100%. It would have happened no matter what time we left the pub.
So you can't stop storms? That's not one of
create
your...
them. It's the whole thing.
Okay.
I can create them and then just stop doing them, but ones that I didn't cause aren't on me.
Yeah, okay. Does the Morrigan have any weather control?
Not on you, no. But no, at this stage, you have to say that you don't have those powers back.
And has the Freya felt the power return?
You still haven't chosen one, if I'm not wrong. You chose shape-shifting.
Is this...
Oh, because we still get to take two things from Kaylee.
Yes.
I've chosen shape-shifting, and then I can pick something else, can't I?
Yeah. And you chose command, Morrigan.
Yeah, I did.
And you've still got one left over.
Yeah, I've got a short list of, well, two that I'm thinking of.
And Kaa'Riin, you chose wild shape and core lightning.
Yep.
And you also have the benefit of Douglas for translation purposes.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies, what would you like to do in this situation? The
Move
eyes
quicker.
look like they're getting closer, and as you move, you are moving towards them, so that's going to shorten the
Oh,
distance.
is it not in the rain?
It is, but the rain's all around you, but you can see they were in the distance, those lights, first.
Oh.
They seem to be moving into the rain, sliding between raindrops. They are getting closer.
I'm going to try and electrocute them.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try and zap the rain, water, conduct electricity, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah. And because we have wellies on, rubber, souls,
Yeah, so
we
we're
don't get
good.
affected.
Sure, you can suddenly make wellies appear. In fact, as a changeling, one of your favourite powers you've never been able to have in the history of this game that you've always wanted.
To give other people clothes.
Yes, to give other people's clothes. Finally,
No! Yay! Okay, I love this. Wellies appear everywhere. It's like a storm of wellies. This is fun.
In my mind, the way it must work is you change into that thing, you shapeshift into it, and then you take them off and hand them to someone.
Yeah. That
And
is
then you
still the
shapeshift
case.
again, which is just hilarious because you constantly taking shoes off.
That's funny.
That's kind of how I saw it too.
It's so good.
And they don't fit, of course, because they're her size.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, you can make them slightly larger and whatever. So you're sitting there for quite some time taking wellies on and off, and everyone gets their own pair.
Just keep making socks and we can pad them to make them fit
that's
better.
good. I like that.
Excellent. In the meantime, the eyes are now getting so close. I've got a small distance they've got to cover. I'm going to mark down how far they've covered for me.
Can we go around?
The alleyway is two directions, forward and back, but the rain is everywhere.
Okay, but is it an alleyway for all three of us? Maybe there's another way in the 2000s that wasn't there, geographically speaking, in the 20s. So can we hold hands and see if there's an alternate route in a different time?
That is an excellent idea. You hold hands.
Excellent idea.
And whose view of the world do you want to see?
I would like to see... So we've established I'm 20s, you're...
40 odd. Yep, 44, 45.
Naughties? Like 2000s?
Even more.
So you're future even from us.
2070, 2080.
Okay. So I would say future. Because surely that would be the most changes.
Yeah. Surely we're in a little enclosed tunnel.
You were holding hands when you came out anyway. I'm sure the wellies didn't change much. You re-linked up, and suddenly around you, the cobblestone streets disappear. They don't even look like streets anymore. It's in the future. They've finally got their head around the idea of cities without vehicles. So it's just a pathway for walking. The streets look fantastic. The MacGuffin in the corner of your eye still looks a bit rough, but everything else looks amazing. This is not your dystopic future. This is the one where it worked out.
Oh, that's nice.
But it is still raining.
Yeah, but are there any other pathways? Is the structure of the street changed enough that there's...
Well, no, the street is still in a straight line, but it looks like it's more open. So there's places that have been knocked down and parks have been put in place. There is, of course, because of the future, a monorail. But other than that, fancy looking buildings, beautiful architecture, extraordinary. Anything in the distance, you can see spaceships on towers preparing for launch, as if people don't just live here anymore.
2070.
Yeah, they're going to space, but not
To be
much
fair,
further.
science fiction movies have been claiming that we'll get things
Way earlier.
Yeah, so you don't have to make it much
You do
later.
hear a kid in the distance go, but I want a hoverboard.
Can we try and go through buildings rather than in the open?
Oh, yes.
Or the monorail.
Yes.
Or the monorail.
Well, it's late. No monorails appear to be running exactly when you want them directly above your head, but there's a track up there. It's still raining up there too.
Okay, let's just jump into a building where the rain can't be.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you
We'll try
step
doors.
inside a building and you can see the rain outside.
Yep.
The eyes are still looking towards the building from outside in the rain.
Yep, and we continue in the direction we were heading, but through the building.
Okay. I love that idea. That's cool. I can see what that means, but you're going to get to the end of the street eventually where
Yeah.
the buildings run out.
And hopefully it won't be an alley anymore and it'll be more open.
Well, it does lead to another alley. That's true.
Okay.
But at the end of that alleyway, you can see the park. Because you're in the future, the park actually looks much larger than the one you came through from before. A designated green zone.
Aww.
But it is raining there too.
Okay, well, look, we just need to get to where we need to be. So how about you guys stay in here. I will step outside and see if I can electrocute them.
Yeah.
All right, how about we hold hands, because then I can find gaps in where there's buildings and things that they might not know that we do know, whatever. And then we'll hold hands and there might be a gap in a wall that I can put my hand out and just spread some sparks through.
Spark away.
Okay.
Light it up.
So we hold hands, and do I see somewhere, a doorway, a window, something?
Yeah, it's like a big shop front that, this place sells all sorts of devices that I can't explain because they're from the future. Just big screen TVs that aren't really there.
Yes,
But
cool.
they are there when you turn them on, but otherwise they're actually not there.
Completely frameless.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what this one sells. And you put your hand out the front of this, the window, and the lightning dances away from your hand. And as it does so, it crackles, and the noise from it's like thunder, like the loudest sound, because your powers are so much more powerful now, so much more magnified. And when it does so, you can see the lightning skipping between all these droplets of water. And all of the eyes now light up, shine brighter, and look directly towards you now and start moving straight towards where the sound came from.
I may have realized a flaw in that plan.
Angela will come for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. All right. Can I just can I help you? I was going to talk to the eyes.
Well, they won't hear you because your mouth's inside the building, your hand's outside.
All right, fine. I stick my head out as well. Can I help you? What is your deal?
The eyes get closer and closer. They are now within, I would say, they're within 30 centimeters.
Okay, I think that made it worse. I screamed at them and that made it worse.
Did you pull your head back in yet?
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking to them.
Good, otherwise they couldn't hear you either.
Sorry, my head is back in. I'm like, I don't think that helped.
Do we have tattoos in this world? Can we communicate through not talking?
The bodies you're in do not have tattoos. That's a genuine Kaylee thing only.
Right, because I'm thinking the noise might have something to do with how close they keep getting to us.
Oh. Because they started moving faster when she talked to them and when there was...
Yeah.
Okay, we can work with that. We can
I
work
just don't
with
know how
that.
to not make noise. I mean, the rain on the umbrella probably is not helping.
Oh, you're paying attention. Okay. Did not get that.
The footsteps and puddles in the... I don't know how to stop that noise. They need to kind of float away through them.
Okay. If I say okay again, a plan might come.
Let's do the plan O or K.
Have
One of
we
those
all
two
got
plans.
Misty Step in this world?
No,
Not at all.
I've got nothing. Okay. Sorry, that's still not helping the plan come to my face. What if I spider us out of here?
Mine are pretty quiet, but big ones not so much. They'll still hit the puddles.
No, not if I go up the walls and across the...
Oh,
Incy Wincy style?
Yeah,
does something fly though? Do you have something that flies?
Nothing big enough to carry you.
Have you tried?
No.
You're a god.
You can change more often.
You know what I can do? We can distract them. I can lightning a building far away from me because I can control my lightning.
To draw them elsewhere?
To draw them elsewhere. I will lightning another building that will deter them that way.
Okay, so if we're running and making noise in puddles, as long as there's a louder noise elsewhere?
That's what I think.
Let's attempt it. It could work. It might not, but it's better than...
You've got a plan. I love the plan.
All right.
Just keep zapping
So
out
I
that
zap.
way.
I zap.
Yeah.
There's a burst in the distance, a lightning bolt in the distance from the sky itself, and the eyes all turn towards that and start drifting towards it steadily.
And we, as sneakily as possible, start running towards the park.
Sneaky running.
We're avoiding puddles.
Mm-hmm.
We're
very light-footed.
Light-footed.
You have taken your heels off, which is handy to put on your wellies.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of splashing.
No, we're avoiding puddles.
So I don't think you could run, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're just going to steadily, just walk slowly. They've gone. They're going the other way, so we just walk. So as long as we don't make loud noise, and I can actually just keep as much as I want lightning over there.
I'm following her lead and not running. I'm
I don't know if you guys
steadily
heard.
moving.
3 dexterity rolls.
Okay.
Each?
1 each.
I'm trying to roll low, right?
Got to roll under it. What did you roll?
I rolled 23 and my dexterity is 80.
Smooth, graceful. It's almost like you're going up the stairs to take your Oscar.
My dexterity is 50, and I rolled a 35.
You possibly heard in the background Indy rolling for about 3.5 minutes there. But what number is that one?
100.
Oh!
For some reason, Indy's like, fuck this shit, and starts jumping in puddles.
Hang on, I'm going to use some luck.
Oh, that's a lot of luck.
You've got to bridge the gap with your luck between your dexterity and 100 points.
Well, her dexterity might be high.
My dexterity is 65.
65. So, yeah, you'll need 35 points.
Yep. Yeah, I can do that.
36 to go past it. I'll let you have it, but it's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Somehow, Freya goes to jump in a puddle, forgetting for a second who she is, where she is, everything else. And at the last minute, she remembers and spreads her legs to the side, either side of the puddle, and lands quickly. And doesn't make a sound.
Lucky.
She goes, that was lucky. That was very lucky. That was like a lot of points worth of lucky. That's what that was.
I side-eye you and shake my head.
I know, but I really didn't want to jump. I don't like those things.
Kaa'Riin, you also had a roll there. How do we go?
Great, 35 and my dexterity is 50.
Nice.
So you were fine. You were also surprised by Freya's choices.
Yeah.
Are we ever not surprised?
No, she makes questionable choices constantly.
Constantly. The
Probably not, she's ours.
the alleyway, as I said, it's a bit open on one side. The alleyway you were in is now more of a field. And to the side of that, you see that the end of the alleyway would probably lead you towards what looks like the rotunda now. It's hard because it isn't a rotunda in the future. It's just a round area in a park.
When
can
was
have
he?
a guess.
Okay, we might have to switch vision back to Lassie's because I think he was closest to.
He's describing what he saw then.
Oodles.
Yeah.
Oodles? Odges.
Yeah.
Sir Oodles.
Yeah.
That was the name of your puppy. When you switch back, it shimmers for a moment, and then in front of you, you see back to what is more of a semi-cobblestone, a little bit of asphalt sort of path, and this one's over cover, so the rain stops almost right away. Some of it's running down, some of the water's running down the drains, but you don't have those problems anymore. You can see a rotunda in the distance.
Excellent.
But you've still got to get through this alleyway. And this alleyway is lit by a series of lights, one on each side, lighting sort of alternately. So there's one close, and on the left-hand side there'll be one a little further away, and then on the right-hand side another one a bit further away again, like a zigzag shape of light. In between that it is very dark. Very dark.
Stay out of the shadows.
Okay. So stick to the light.
Can we switch to a different vision so that there's not light in dark areas? Just bypass this entirely?
All three versions of time still have light and dark.
Okay.
Different types of lights.
Okay.
In the future, it just looks lovely. The lighting is more ambient, but unfortunately, the darkness is still there. In fact, if anything, they've tried to make that look like darkness to maintain some of the integrity of the area.
Okay.
So we turn around and go back the other way.
That will be back towards the pub.
Well, it's not very good for us out here.
Have we got anything that can light it up? Do we want to keep it all lit, or do we want to?
It says, we've got to stay out of their light, but that doesn't mean all light. Maybe it's just that nasty ass light.
Well, don't look in the light.
Don't look at it.
Stay out of the shadows, but don't look in the light.
Okay, so maybe we can be in the light. We just can't look at it.
We look down.
So we look down.
That's how I navigate the world anyway.
Yeah, same. My feet are tricky.
So you want to step into the light?
Yeah.
Okay. When you step into the light...
When he does that.
You tried to stop me from speaking then just because you knew it was going to be something. If I just want to... As you step into the light, you feel hands scratching down the side of your face. You hear voices inside your head already. Everybody take a D6 of physical damage.
1.
Not too shabby.
Best I could have done.
Under the circumstances.
2.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Thank God Alana is here to roll a 6.
Fuck you, Cory.
Ooh, is it a 6?
It's 6.
Roll high, roll low.
Jinxed me.
There are 5 more streetlights and 5 more shadows.
Walmart Business is in the business of helping your business, regardless of whether you're building bridges, building spreadsheets, or building lesson plans. Ooh, that looks fun. Walmart Business can help save you time, money, and hassle so you can focus on what you're building instead of what your supply closet is missing. In short, we take care of business so you can do more with yours. We're the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
Hank's the family fixer, always with his tool belt. But living with prostate cancer, he needed help. He asked his doctor about Xtandi and enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit xtandi.com.
Okay, so we now know what happens when we step into the light.
We step out of the light.
Into a shadow?
Into a shadow.
Kaa'Riin, when you step into the shadow, you picture someone very clearly from Kaylee. Someone comes into your mind. An NPC, a character, but a person you know. Who do you see?
Randy fucking Buck, what are you doing here?
You see Randy Buck, and you see him, he is being rewarded for his actions. He is being knighted, Sir Randy Buck. Again, he was almost knighted before. This time they're promoting him.
Mm-hmm.
He's been given
always lands on his feet, that guy.
Yeah, he's been given a seat on the council, so to speak. Because Randy has, as you say, landed on his feet. He's extremely successful. And I swear for a moment he looks at you and smiles and the light glints off his teeth. Like that little sound happens.
Yeah. Ding. Another one.
Yeah. Roll insanity.
I do not like what's about to happen. So my sanity is 70. And I rolled 84.
All right, give me a D6 and we're going to subtract that from your sanity.
4.
Take that. Oh, you guys just keep dodging my sanity table, which means nothing long-term happens to you, but you are 4 points weaker again.
Okay.
Ladies, what would you like to do?
So is there any way that we can kind of like weave our way through?
But which bit do you want to stay in? Do you want to stay in light where we get physical damage, or do you want to stay in dark where we get sanity damage?
But is there like an in-between? Like if we tilt our head, we're in a different world?
Yeah. Can we look at it sideways?
Is there?
You can try.
No, I don't want to do that. You're going to fuck me up again.
Possibly.
There's got to be some kind of loophole though. There's always a loophole.
There might not be.
And then we'll get to the end of it and we'll have no hit points and no sanity and you'll be like, oh, you could have just looked at it like this.
I do like that a lot. I do.
They're like a secret door.
No.
Should I feel the wall?
No.
Can I turn into a bird and fly away now?
You can, yeah.
I'm going to do that. And I'm going to turn into a bird. I'm going to see if I can take the girls with me.
Okay.
What if we close our eyes?
Can we climb above the lights?
What, just don't look at the light?
Well, then there's no light. It's just like...
Yeah, it wasn't don't go in the light, it was don't look at the light. Can we climb above, or does that count as darkness?
You are going to have to actually do it before I give you an answer.
I'm just thinking.
I'm going to shut my eyes and take a step forward.
Are you going to the dark?
In between the light or dark. Oh, it's light, dark, light, dark.
Either you can be in a light area, a dark area. I guess you could choose a grey area in between.
I'm going to take a step forward with my eyes closed into the grey area.
All right, I'm going to roll a dice.
He's now inventing something for that.
Yes, I am. It's a plus minus because you have decided to be between worlds, I guess you could say. Well, that's unfortunate. You've stepped just enough into the dark. You hear the voice of a character, someone you remember clearly from Kaa'Riin. What's the name of that person?
Steve?
The Quokka.
Yep.
Why would you bring Steve the Quokka into this?
How the hell did you remember that was the Quokka's name? I thought she was just making up a name.
I'm not entirely certain it was Steve the Quokka. I've always referred to him. I've always referred to him as Steve the Quokka. Every now and then someone says he's a Barry the Quokka. I may have also referred to him as Barry the Quokka. His full name is probably Steve Barry or Barry Steve. Doesn't matter. It's the Quokka. You see the body of the Quokka lying on rocks beneath the surface of Kaa'Riin, where you originally saw him. You see the water that was made of souls has washed through, and you see time travels backwards for a second. You see him gasping for air after all that came through as he tried to help you while he was there. But he stayed too long. He didn't get to a safe place, and he drowned.
Yeah, I don't think this is real. I think they're just trying to break my sanity, so I'm not going to believe that this is true.
Give me a willpower check there. See if you can roll under your willpower.
No. 66.
You believe this.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Roll sanity.
5.
A 5.
Yeah, I've gone from 100 to 5.
Yeah, I guess you did roll 100. So as much as it pains you to see this happen, and as much as you believe it, part of you starts questioning it, and it does no damage.
Amazing.
You're about halfway along the street.
I'll do that 4 more times, and then we'll be through.
Okay, I'd like to step into, so it was diagonal, stay in the lighted area, but with my eyes closed.
Okay.
Oh. You said do something. I'm doing something.
Nothing happens.
Ah, nice work.
Okay, here's the fun thing. You can totally, as your like eyes are closed, you can still get a sense for like complete darkness versus light. Like, you know, when your eyes are closed and your partner turns on the light?
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow the warmth with my eyes closed and just go towards the light. Stay in the lighted areas.
Okay. You make it out the other side, into the park. By yourself, because these two I don't think
I turned to a bird and I was like, I'm bailing. I was going to try and carry them, but they seem to want to do their own journey. So I was like, okay, I was going to go then.
You just land on his shoulder the other side and go, what'd you do? Because I just flew out.
I was going to take you.
In fact, she doesn't land on your shoulder. A giant bird lands next to you. And you're like, man, that thing's huge and could have clearly carried us out of here.
Yeah. I do turn back around and say, at the minimum amount of volume I need to be heard by Freya.
Uh-huh. Because you're now back in the rain. Back in the park. It is raining.
Yeah. Stay in the light. Keep your eyes closed.
So I close my eyes.
Uh-huh.
And then I go to the light. And I make my way out the other side of the tunnel.
Probably should have passed on that bit about, looking for the warm spots and all that sort of stuff. So let's see whether you manage to go through the rest of them without falling out of the light. Give me a dexterity check.
It does that thing. It's either a 2 or a 4.
Yeah, both of them are good enough to get you through here.
Yeah.
You make your way through to the other side, and now you're in the park. You can see the rotunda in the distance, not too far away, but it is raining. The trees surround the place. Where to next?
Right, but away from the wet trees.
Yeah, we're steering clear of the trees. We're just trying to go through this field.
You find your way through the rotunda, the rain still pitter-pattering across the top. You can see the trees in front of you. The water seems to move differently around them. Instead of pooling at the bottom, it is crawling back up them on the surface, on the wood. Roll insanity. 1, 2.
Mine was an ooh. Mine
That's
was,
close enough. I think it's close enough.
3.
God damn.
There you go. I got 93 for my listening sound.
Give me a D6 and let's see what happens.
3.
You have not yet, between all of you, managed to roll a 5 or a 6.
Do
Incredible.
I cross off 3?
You do indeed take 3 points more sanity damage. Strangely, as you walk through the trees, as the water hits the wood, in the ripples of the wood, they are watching. They are moving. The trees are moving towards you now.
How fast?
You could outrun them. They're trees.
I could outfly
You
them
could
too.
definitely outfly them.
Yeah. But I might try to pick the girls up if that's okay.
I will make it a strength check, but I do think you should be able to do this.
Yeah, like I'm a god bird, let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay, strength. I'm rolling strength.
Yeah, what sort of bird are you?
Oh, I was just going to be a crow. If I could be an owl, that'd be awesome, but I don't think I can be an owl.
Stace.
Yeah.
All-powerful god.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, I'm still stuck in that
In the mindset.
mindset of the world. Okay, so in that case, have you guys heard of powerful owls? They're in Australia now.
No.
Great name.
What I love about owls is you cannot hear them fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you might be able to hear a giant one, which is how big it is.
No, it's their wind structure, babes. It doesn't matter how big.
Yeah.
It's the structural thing.
I've seen a video. They put all the little microphones.
They
The really
do.
sensitive ones. I've seen the video.
And they pick up nothing.
You
They're
can't
like,
hear anything.
Nothing. They're dead silent.
Well, if you're listening right now and you're thinking, God,
I'm
there's
Googling.
not many sounds in the background of this section, that's why. You are hearing the sound.
Science.
It's
just
just
science,
science. I'm going to give the powerful owl 65 strength.
Okay.
So see if the giant powerful owl can lift them.
Still no, 97.
Cool.
I would say you hear the powerful owl take off, but you don't. There's a movement of air and wings, and the powerful owl lifts off, leaving the two of you behind. Tried to pick you up, got you slightly airborne, and then just lost the grip.
But drawing the attention of the trees.
Not even a little bit, silently flying away. Powerfully, but silently.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed they were drawn to the use of the magic.
Could be. They were originally. They looked in that general direction.
Okay.
They've just seen a bird take off, and they've seen two people land awkwardly after being dropped from about half a metre.
Soz.
All right.
What if I just try picking one up at a time? I just tried to pick two up at a time. Shouldn't I do 2 trips then, maybe?
I could make you, actually, you know what? I'll be kind. Roll again and see if you grabbed one of them. You failed with someone. Did you succeed with one of them?
No, I didn't. 78.
Goodness. So, no, you both got dropped.
Okay.
Technically, one will be a critical fail. So one of you has landed prone. You were face down in a puddle. Who would like to be that
I
person?
was like, are we out? Like, we're going to dexterity off?
That's all right.
Just you? Okay. While you're there, you it's not that deep a puddle, but you see face looking right back at you. It's tormented, and it looks like it's deep in the ocean. And you can see that it's broken free of these chains that are hanging from them. It's a bluish purple color. I would say that if anything, you'd describe it as something that looked like almost like a genie of sorts, like that sort of facial expression.
Is it Angela?
And you would kind of recognize the presence of Unguluk, but it's screaming and trying to tear itself towards you.
I exit the puddle.
I feel like I would like help pick you up.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm going to store that in my memory though, because I'm going to tell the girls later when we're away from the rain things, because I don't want to chit chat when I don't have to, but I do want to tell them about that.
Okay.
I'd like to help her up and push her onwards. We're going to continue forward. And I'm just going to whisper, keep an eye on your peripheral vision. We're looking for one of these magical building things.
Well, the benefit, I must say, of having an owl high above is that thing can see.
Yeah. And I was just going to say I'm going to be having a keen eye.
Yeah, you can very clearly see from where you are the street called the Narrows, but not just the street, of course. What draws your attention to it is every time you fling around, you see a bunch of buildings that they're right on the waterfront, actually, and a bunch of buildings that you recognize as being stable buildings. They're locked in, they're there. And every now and then one of them glows and shines and appears and disappears depending upon what angle you are as you loop around. You can see the shop easily.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to go down and land, transform back and tell the girls what I've seen, which is, or should I just try and get them to follow me?
Yeah, let's do that. You reckon?
I was just going to land and go, follow me, and then like go back into a bird because I can't talk to them. I really don't like not having our psychic link.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I know it's hard.
Have you tried? Or powerful God?
Jesus Christ, it's really hard to think. See, I think any man playing this role right now would be fine because they have God complexes. But for us, we're just so humble.
Are you
Poop arrows?
Are you godsplaining? Is that what you're just doing?
I'm godsplaining. You see, the thing about gods.
Think about being all powerful is.
Oh, okay. Shit. We could do anything. we really want. We're gods.
Poop arrows.
I'm going to shit some arrows. No.
I like that.
Okay. What if I release a couple of my tail feathers and those tail feathers can float down to the girls and become like arrows that they follow? Like they're almost got a mind of their own.
Please, that sounds awesome.
It sounds great to me. In fact, they don't even land in a path, like just splatter down or anything like that. You watch as they land in order in front of you. So one down, another one, another one, another one, until you can see exactly where you're supposed to go.
This is fun.
You find your way to the Narrows, and it's just a street like any other, depending upon whose perspective we're looking through. Whose perspective are we looking through at the moment?
Well, we're not holding hands at the moment, because we're kind of separate.
So you two can choose if you want to, or you can get a different perspective each.
Yeah, I say we say in the future.
In the future, you say this place. You see this place is just a beautiful harbour front. There's the occasional. I don't want to call it a cafe. It's like a dispensary. Very, very nicely designed, very colourful, very looked after, and you can clearly order food there at any time. Other than that, there's tables and chairs and beautiful boats, and the boats are available. You can just take a boat when you need a boat, as long as you have the official license and so forth, of course.
Take a boat, leave a boat. Like take a penny, leave a penny.
That's cool.
The feathers stop just in the middle of the path.
Oh, I turn my head to the side to look peripherally.
And even though it's just the middle of a boardwalk, there's a shop that suddenly seems to exist.
And I reach up and I turn Freya's head sideways.
The Narrows.
She sees the street sign, and you find yourself at the shop.
Where's Owlie in this point?
I'm flying, I'm circling up, but I'm going to come land real cool in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like...
I wait the second.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, so then I come down, but you know, I know it's not a visual medium, but I'm like...
You're like flap in to stop?
I'm flapping in to stop, and the legs are forward. You know how they do that? They're like... And
it's
then
like,
That's it. But you can't hear that. So it's visually spectacular.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but if it was a sound, it'd be that sound,
That's
but it isn't
the
a
sound.
sound.
I did nail it. You don't have to buy
Yeah.
sound effects for that one. If
Thank
you were
you.
to put them in.
But I wouldn't be able to. There's no such thing.
There's no thing.
And then I turn back into myself.
Powerful hours.
Very impressive. What would you like to do next?
We just open the door and we go in, and there's no questions asked.
Well, we'll see.
Hi, I'm Emma from England, and I play the keeper of the shop. Hello, aren't you interesting? Look at all those things not from round here, I'd say. One of them foreigners, very intriguing, very exotic. Travel a bit, do you? Oh, looks like it. Not me, never been further than the next door me. Never more than a bit to the left and a bit to the right. Far bit of up and down though, if you know what I mean. Do you? Do you know what I mean? Waits for password. No? Oh, fair enough then. Just here for some condiments? Like a bit of sauce, do we? A quick chutney, a dab of mustard, some HB perhaps? Or is it the cheese you need? Oh, not me, gives me the gas. Or we can't take it, but I'm guessing you like something a bit sharp. If you get my wind, you know, if you get my drift. Wink, wink, eh? We keep the cheese downstairs, she says. Or do we? Go on, ask if we have any cheese. Waits for password. No? Maybe a smoked kipper. Something bleeding obvious like that. Like go and check the tinned fish, your haddock. Get yourself a piece of cod. I couldn't make it clearer. I'm not talking to Sherlock, am I? Anyway, go check the fish. Right next to the spam.
And you've just met the shopkeeper.
She's gorgeous.
I do like the shopkeeper.
You mentioned cheese. Do you have any Gouda?
Fuck you. There's an entire fucking puzzle in the back of this shop that's all cheese related.
We'll do the puzzle if you want.
No,
We made safe words ages ago, and the only one I remember is Gouda. I don't remember the other three, but I do remember
That's
Gouda.
not even the reason. The puzzle was so simple. There was two sections of cheese. There was all a bunch of soft cheeses. There's a whole bunch of hard cheeses. One of the hard cheeses was accidentally in the soft cheese. That would give you the password. That hard cheese was
Gouda!
Fuck you.
Hey, what were our safe words?
I only remember Gouda. I don't remember the other ones.
I did write them down actually, but I don't recall them. But I did save a couple of them just in case I thought in the future I'm going to make you recall those. But instead, in the middle of the shop, a trapdoor opens up, and much like all the other things in the MacGuffin, you can't see that directly. It's just she's getting your attention. She said, "Look this way, look this way," and now look out of the side. There it is, straight down the stairs. Off you go. The shopkeeper was also one of those mysteriously powerful beings that had decided to give it all away and run a shop instead. It was surprisingly common. In fact, There were little corner stores and pop-up shops throughout the universes, each one owned and operated by a tired lesser god looking for a sea change of sorts. This one was no different, except for the reason she was tired. Perhaps if we had more time, you could learn about her epic battles with the mirror god, or her epic battles with the dragons on Vimulus, or her epic battles with her mother-in-law over who would host Christmas lunch that year. It was the latter that pushed her over the edge. And now she runs the shop. Look, there is something, says the shopkeep. There is something else I should ask. Who did you come to see?
Yes, you are not a mind reader. So sorry about that. We are here to see, and I turn to Lassie because I've totally forgotten.
The bookkeeper.
Thanks. We're here to see the bookkeeper. We were told that you know how to get to them.
Right. That's very unlikely. She's almost impossible to see. Not even that sideways shit works.
Damn it, I've been relying heavily on the sideways shit.
Okay, but I heard the word almost before impossible, which implies not entirely impossible. So can you help some ladies out?
To see her, you need to see the gap.
Yes, the gap.
Everything covered in the gap is impossible to see, and only the gap can remove that.
Oh, I see. So she's hidden by the gap goo.
She's MacGuffined.
Sauce.
She gives you a wink when she says MacGuffin, even though you're halfway down the thing, you can't really see her.
Okay, so how do we get to the gap? Through this trapdoor?
Great news. They're both in almost exactly the same place. Sort of. Yeah, sort of. All right, bye. And just shuts the door.
Okay, bye, babes. Thank you.
I feel like we're going to get thrown into something here.
I really hope that by they're in vaguely the same place, it's the place that we're walking down.
Also, should we, because since Angelok is after us, cover ourselves in gap goo?
Where do we get gap goo?
We in the gap. You can get the gap. You can take it there.
So once we get to the gap,
Well, if the bookkeeper's covered in gap goo, we can be covered in gap goo.
That's a good idea.
As a
hides
hides
from
from
the
the
gods, and he's a god. I love you.
Yes, thank you.
Kisses Lassiter. Unusual moment.
Can I kiss you? Because
Sure.
I've learned from my previous mistakes, and I'm going to be better about that.
I'm getting better.
I give you a gentle kiss on the cheek.
That's nice. Thank you. I blush a little.
Aww.
Thanks.
You hear Annabelle Blue whisper behind you, like, nothing more there, nothing more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch anything.
My Annabelle Blue.
Don't touch what you can't afford. You hear the door shut swiftly behind you, almost as though she's annoyed that you didn't solve her cheese puzzle.
Really holding on to that, hey?
Yeah, we're two different people, but you know.
Don't let it manifest into the characters, Cory.
I'm fine. That's, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You're in a tunnel. It's dark. It's real dark. It's heaps fucking dark. Sent to myself.
So it's dark.
Sent to myself. Sent to myself. You can see that there is a light colour in the distance.
What colour?
I'm colourblind. Don't know if you know this. So I can't tell you what the colour is. You tell me.
Purple.
You see like a shade of purple, possibly blue, in the distance. It's a long way away.
Pretty. Okay, we're going to walk towards the purple colour.
There's only enough room for you guys to fit one at a time.
Oh, single file.
Single file. So
Okay.
what's the order?
I'll go first because I think I've got both of my powers at this point, and I think it'll just be good protection.
Okay.
So I'll work first. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Yep.
All right. As you move along, it seems like it's such a long way that you can barely see that light, and then it flickers for a moment, and then it's gone.
So now we're back in the darkness.
You're definitely in the darkness.
Can I hold a ball of lightning in my hands? Can I make it like kind of crackle in my hands and light up the room?
You can.
So I'm doing that then.
When you do that, you see all around you the walls running with water, similar to what you saw on the trees.
Yeah.
You can see there's just water everywhere, forming the sides of the rocks. So everything looks wet, but it also looks like it's moving, like it's flowing either side, like you're in a tube of water.
Okay, like a tunnel.
Definitely still a tunnel, yes. Like a tunnel of water perhaps, but not the way a tunnel of water would normally behave. That would be where you are, but around you instead.
Yeah.
Every now and then, it seems to try to drip towards you, like a stalagmite or something tight, depending on the direction of water, and then it forms back, snaps back into the original water.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that the difference between a stalagmite and a stalagmite?
Top or bottom?
Ah, learn something new every day.
So that water's coming from the sides.
Yeah, so some of these aren't stalactites or stalagmites because they're actually coming from the sides, and I don't think there's a word for those.
Sidetites.
So, yeah, sidetites are also coming towards you.
Okay. And I'm like, all right, guys, just be careful. There's water coming from this.
Sidetites.
Sidetites coming from sidetites coming from, and I don't think we're still meant to be anywhere near water, so keep it tight. And we keep walking forward.
And you're still holding your light?
Yeah.
The stalactites do reach you this time and grab you. Take D6 of damage, and this time you hear the voice of Angelok, and in that deep sound, you hear it say, "I'm close now."
Close now.
Every time we use our powers, he gets closer.
Seems to.
Oh, also I rolled 4 damage.
Oh, good. Take that off, please.
Should we turn the light out and then keep walking? Because we know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Well, it's gone now.
Was I the only one to hear that? Or did they all hear that?
You were the only one who heard it.
Okay, I turn around like, shit, girls, we're fucked. Old mate Angelok's here. And he's, well, not here, but he's getting here. He's attracted to our powers. We've been using him too much. So I'm going to turn this light out.
Okay.
And we move faster?
We're in the darkness. We're all huddled together though, aren't we?
Yeah, one foot in front of the other.
Holding hands.
You see the lights, the eyes you saw before are starting to appear in the water. And even though you're in the darkness, it's the light coming from them that you see. Yeah. And they're spinning around and around the water faster and faster, around the edges of the water almost like a ride. And it disorientates you and you all feel dizzy. And in order to make it to the end of this path, you're going to have to give me some successful dexterity rolls or come up with some other way. But I will warn you that you are going to be disorientated as you try. And I stole this entire thing from a place called Camera Obscura in Edinburgh. It's a really cool ride they've got there.
I would like to close my eyes to reduce the visual disorientation.
You do so, but you don't get to move.
I rolled a 50.
You could move, but you're going to find it harder to move.
I'm at the end of the line. These clowns got to figure it out.
Good luck with that. I'm closing my eyes.
I rolled a 56 and my dexterity is 50, so I don't make it.
You stumble and touch the wall and put your hand in the water again. Take another D6.
4 again.
How's your health looking?
18, 10, I'm down to 6.
That's not good.
No.
Freya, you notice the body, last of the blaze, the body that Kaa'Riin is inhabiting in the front is looking like it is struggling physically.
Mm-hmm.
What did you roll?
93.
That is a critical fail.
Oof.
You fall completely again, face down. It's almost like it's drawing you there now. You hear the voice of Angelok.
Little Freya.
You feel the presence of Angelok as you have before, but you can still see those chains. But this time it feels like rather than talking to you, he's trying to enter the same body that you're in. Roll insanity, please.
73.
And your sanity is?
70.
Roll me a d6.
Fuck, 6.
Oh, no.
Oh, finally I get to use my sanity table. And that's where we end this episode.
No! Do you think we do just the sanity part and then end it?
You would think I'd do that, wouldn't you?
You were so excited for it, too.
I was. I got all worked up, and it's right in front of me.
I've been wanting to use your table since we started playing.
And yet, that's the end of part 1. So take the D6 off your sanity as the music plays.
So screwed.
64 left.
I'm about to die. But very sanely.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?
We're learning a lot. This was a bombshell of an episode.
I've got pages of notes.
Same, and I never take notes. So tomorrow I'm going to be on fire. Okay, this is